that's that. I have no clue if that's doing its thing or not. See, that's what I'm saying. The new streaming. I don't know. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Because I did put, like I said, I did put out a notice, but it's not showing, and it should have showed, and it's not. So I don't know, guys. Hey, Pomp, how are you? See, well, at least I had no idea if any of this was working this morning or not. But you're here, so something's working. How is Pomp this morning? I hope you're well. Or actually, it's afternoon for you guys. I hope you are well. And I'm going to have, well, you're probably working, right? I don't know what your hours are. Hello, Pinky. How are you? Let me know. Did you guys just get the notice that I was live or what? I don't know. Good, thanks. I just got a notification. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I something just wasn't working right because I've been on for 57 minutes and I just wasn't sure if it was going out or if things were working. I don't know. I mean, of course, this was just a last minute idea seeing I couldn't do the morning brew yesterday. And my phone just farted and you are here. Oh, yo, okay. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't think, good morning, PM. I don't think it was working on the other channel thing that they had listed here. So, yeah, see, I was just talking to myself for almost an hour. Not till tonight I work 2,200. Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys popped in. No notice, just saw it. Oh, all right. See, the ad didn't go out. Got it a minute ago. Yeah, I think it was the other one that wasn't working. And I was just sitting here yammering to myself, just talking about my weekend and some paranormal stuff. So, how are you guys today? Hope you guys are having a great Monday. Monday already. Weekend goes too damn fast. But it's good to see you guys. My weekend was mad crazy. Didn't work out the way it was supposed to. Ended up coming home early. I've just been watching trains. Oh, my father does that. Watches trains. Good morning, Sage. How are you? So yeah, apparently the beginning part of the stream wasn't getting out. Hello, Cree. Oh, Cree, no, it was a terrible weekend. It was a terrible weekend. And like I said, you guys missed it because the first part of the stream wasn't working right. So you guys didn't hear me talking about it. It was bad. I ended up coming home early. Enjoy that coffee, Sage. Oh, the scenery, yes. It was fantastic, Pam. Those were morning shots. The next Saturday morning when I got up, the fog was incredible, and so I just sat there and started snapping some photos. Oh, I'm sorry. You were so looking for. I was so looking forward to it, and it just was a nightmare from the moment we got there. I'll try to say it, shorten the experience, so you guys can hear it again. Um, my son and I got there early because he got out early so we could finish some errands, and then we headed up to the mountain. And we get there, and the owner shows up and says that at first he says that there was a rental mishap, but then he said a plumbing issue. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. We looked at each other like, all right, what the hell's that about? And so we couldn't stay at the lake house that they had reserved and the one that I always go to. And so we ended up going to the historic home. And that's the one that I've been wanting to do the investigation in. Well, my son's girlfriend is petrified of that house. So we talked her into staying. We get over there, set everything up, get things going, had a late dinner, and everybody picked up room that they were going to sleep in. And by the time we got up, it was like 11:30. Got upstairs. Um, I set everything up, got out the bed ready, and I didn't bring any extra blankets and only a thin blanket and the sheets because the other house that we normally stay in already has extra blankets and comforters and stuff. So I didn't bring anything heavy. Well, it got to be like 33 degrees at night and I was freezing. And from doing all the work and getting stuff together, my back and everything was killing me. The medication wasn't working. So I pretty much laid in the bed, freezing and in pain all night, watching my phone. And before I knew it, it was like an hour before sunrise. So I got no sleep whatsoever. My son's girlfriend brought her grandmother up, who had just gotten over having an injury. She fell this past summer and fractured her pelvis. So she's still in the healing stages. Well, we had to put her on a couch in the sitting room because it was close to the bathroom. Well, during the night, she fell off the couch. Great, right? So she managed to get herself back up. And the next day, I had planned a big meal for everybody. You know, my son wanted a full Lebanese meal. So I spent that day, Saturday, preparing for the meal for dinner. And then I got to the point where we're having tabbouleh, grape leaves, and lamb shish kebabs. So I sit down, open up the package of lamb to cut that up and get it marinated, and it had a faint smell. And I'm thinking, oh no, please don't tell me. So I cut it up and I get a small piece of it and I go, let me fry it up, see if what I'm thinking is right. Yep, fried it up quick, popped it in my mouth, spit it out. It was rotten. So I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So now what are we gonna do? So we ended up calling the store that is in town. They actually had some, so my son went and picked it up. Uh, Long story short, the meal was perfect. So then we talked to the people that own the house. Was there any way? Where's the heat? Is there any heat in the house? That house only has a wood furnace, and they don't use it because the house is over 100 years old. You know, and they're worried about fire and stuff. So they normally don't have people in there when it starts getting cold. So they may have said, great, are we going to stay here another night and freeze again? Or are we just going to freaking go home? So we hemmed and hawed about it. Oh, thank you, Sage. Should I try the button, guys? I'm going to try it. Keep your fingers crossed that it doesn't screw us up. So hopefully everybody's still here and it didn't screw anything up. Oh, and thank you for gifting. Wonderful. Sherry received that. That's great. You are awesome. So here now I'm cleaning up the dishes and all of that. And of course, I did the dishes. Of course, my hands are wet. And I go grab the foil, which is in one of the bags that we brought. And I didn't know that the cutter on the foil package was bent. Slide my hand in and yep, slit my finger open. So I had, I go, oh God, I had to get a band-aid, blood all over the place. Had to clean that mess up. So here I'm cranky because of no sleep. Uh, I did end up doing an investigation while we were there because everybody was there and we had a dog there and there was too much contamination. So I said, I'm not even going to bother. So again, every time I try to get into that house and do something there, something screws it up. So we had discussions with, I ended up bringing over a plate of food that I had made over to my friend, uh, who her and her brother, run all of these rentals. And she was thinking that we were over at the lake house. And I told her, I says, well, no, I'll explain it to you later because I didn't want to cause a fight. I says, but no, I says, we're going to be going home. So then my son spoke with her brother who manages the properties. And he says, they told him that pretty much we're not going to pay for it. We didn't get the house that we wanted. And here's the kicker, guys. That night, she went for a walk and saw lights on over at the lake house, and there was a guy and a girl staying there. Come to find out, it was his nephew and the nephew's girlfriend. And instead of making them get out of the rental, they moved us to a different home to stay in, which was totally wrong because my son and his girlfriend reserved the property over 2 weeks ago, and he let his nephew stay there instead. And when it was brought up to his face that they were busted, and then the owner's girlfriend was there at the time, and she also said, listen, no, that's wrong. What you did was wrong. The nephew should have moved, and you shouldn't charge them because they didn't get what they had reserved. Bottom line, he didn't charge us and apologized profusely and said he would make it up to them the next time we come up. I just, and then I explained it to my friend later in text message, and she was furious with her brother and said, yeah, he was wrong. And she was so sorry. I was just afraid that it was going to cause a rift, and it didn't. It worked out great. But we ended up coming home early, and I slept, guys. I slept all day yesterday. Got up, had a little something to eat, did my dishes, and went right back to bed again and didn't wake up till this morning. So, yeah, it was a very uneventful, but otherwise, the weather was beautiful. But that's what I went through. I give up on trying to investigate that place. Something doesn't want you to. You know what? I think you're right, Pomp. I honestly think you're right. Even though when I was laying there at night, I was listening and trying to pay attention just to pick up something with my ears. I didn't hear anything. But everybody knows the paranormal doesn't happen really when you want it to. So, I don't know. Maybe I should just give up on it. There's always something. Always, always something. And the thing is, it's great because I've heard stuff from other people that, yes, stuff does go on in there, but I want to be able to catch it. And I don't know. My opportunity is going to come. Uh, I've thought about giving up, but you know what? Something is under my skin. I can't give up on it because I just, I'll get it sooner or later. Hi, Sam. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, the new thing didn't screw up the stream, so maybe that maybe that worked. Fantastic. I'm thinking maybe the other one didn't stop the stream because it was uh, the superstar chick there from Saturday Night Live, so maybe that's why. Sounds like you got more sleep than you would have going home, but it still sucks. You didn't get your peaceful weekend. Yeah, I didn't because I really was looking forward to it. And then my friend was upset because we went home early. I don't get to see her that often, and it's just 31. It was 33 up there. I was like, oh my god, and I am never cold ever. So my husband's like, oh, Miss Furnace, you were free. I go, yeah, because he didn't stay. He didn't stay with us, and I was just, oh my god, I could not get warm, and it didn't help saying that I was freezing and I was in pain. And the only heat I got was when the dog would jump up and curl up next to me. I'm thinking, oh, his name's Bear. Oh, Bear, thank you, God. Stay there as long as you want to. But then he kept getting up and going, down the stairs and up the stairs. And it's like I said, so even if I left something running, it's just contamination. So the universe was saying not now. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Hello, Susan. Good morning. A silver lining is you guys. Yeah, the silver lining was, that I got to spend some time with my son. He slept like the dead. I mean, my son could fall asleep anywhere. See, that was the thing. He was playing his video games in the, I guess you'd call it the bar slash gaming room that's in the house. And so the dog kept running up and down the stairs going to check to see when he was coming to bed. So like I said, even if I left something running, I would have gotten all that contamination. Excuse me. It was a 3-dog night and you only had one. Yeah, pretty much. Only one. That's what I had. But like otherwise, the night before when we got there, Friday night when we got there, the sky was so clear and the stars were so brilliant. We got to see a shooting star, so that was nice. It was nice. And then I figured, well, gee, I'm so tired. And all the lake air and all that. I'll just fall right to sleep. Nope. Yeah, it is hard. And I just kept, it didn't make a difference how much I rolled myself up in that thin blanket and sheet. I was just frozen. Excuse me. You know how like when you're laying there and like you're rubbing your feet together and stuff trying to generate heat. That's what I was pretty much doing. And it wasn't working. And I thought to myself, oh, how am I going to function? No sleep at all. And I was exhausted. And then the man not providing extra bedding, knowing how cold it gets there. That's BS. Yeah, I was not happy. Not happy at all. And because even his girlfriend said that, she goes, it gets really cold over there. You've got to do something. Because she says, well, I'm going to bring you extra bedding. Because she thought we were going to stay again. And then they said, oh, we'll bring heaters over. Well, heaters, what am I going to... They were going to bring one heater over. And I'm thinking, no, you know what? No, it's... And I was upset. But then I also, like I said, didn't want to cause a big fight between my friend and her brother. Because he's the one that's in charge. And they all went after him. Hey, Mark, how's it going? And they told him that what he did was totally wrong. Now, see, if I had known we were going to originally stay in that house, I would have brought extra stuff. But, I said, no, we're going to be at the lake house. And that place is loaded with quilts and blankets and there's heat. And so I didn't feel a need to, I downsized. And yeah, I was not thrilled. So I tried to make the best out of a shit situation and it just didn't work. And of course, my husband come up on Sunday or Saturday just to see what we were doing and how the weather was up there because he wasn't going to stay. And I just told him, I said, oh, thank God you're here. I said, we're going home. Take me home so I can get some sleep and warm up. But at least it didn't cause an issue. And like I said, my friend was very upset. Hi, Mark. Hi. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah. So he knew he was wrong. So at least it was fixed. And unfortunately, it ruined the weekend. But like I said, because yesterday when we got home, I had to put everything away. So I did all of that. My husband helped me put everything away and get everything cleaned up. And oh God, I just laid on my bed and I passed out. And I said, okay, so I'll wake up later and no, I ended up sleeping pretty much all day yesterday. And I thought, great, I'm not going to sleep later. That wasn't a problem. I had dinner, did dishes, cleaned up around the kitchen, and went back to bed and passed right out until 6:30 this morning. I'm always so hot I could melt a snowbank. I am too, Sage. So that's why I figured I'd be fine. Nope. It was cold. Because you got to remember, there's no heat. It's a house that's right there. The lake is right there. And, 12 feet from the porch. So, I mean, you're getting the wind off the lake. It's an old house. So, there's, I don't know, the insulation in the 1800s wasn't that great. The windows, it's drafty. So, yeah. And I checked every cupboard in that house, and the only thing they had was extra pillows. I was like, oh, God. Yeah, they should have spare bedding. Yeah, they usually do. So I don't know why they didn't have any in the house. I think it's because they were getting ready to close it down for the winter. So maybe they took it out. I don't know. But it was really late, and I didn't want to go over there banging on the door saying, "Give me some blankets." So I just figured we'd suck it up. But it was awful. I'm sorry it didn't go as planned. Like you said, you saw your son, saved dinner, and things are okay with your friend. Yeah, so that's the bottom line. There's not a fireplace. They have them, but they don't use them, Susan. Like I said, the house is really old, and they worry about fire. They don't want something because people are very careless. I've seen it happen to a few other people I know that have rentals up on the lakes, and people do some really dumb shit when there's fireplaces. And a couple of them had cabins burned down because of people's carelessness. So yeah, they don't allow the fireplaces to be used. And the only furnace there is a wood furnace. They don't use that because of fire issues. Even if you smoke, because I smoke, and you're not allowed to smoke in the house or close to the house because it's so old. You probably could have took extra bedding to the cabin you were supposed to be. Yeah, I know. I should have went over there and knocked on the door and said, "Hey, seeing that you're in the rental that we reserved, you want to give me a couple blankets?" But I didn't want to be an asshole. It was his family, and there's a whole nother story behind that why they were there. But even his sister said because they have another house that where the other maintenance guy stays. She said he should have sent them up. It's called Hill House. They should have sent him to Hill House because he had already made the agreement with us on Lake's Edge, and he didn't move them. Why? I don't know, because it really doesn't make any sense. But yeah, like Pam says, yeah, we saved dinner. I had time with my son, and I didn't lose a friend. And I even thanked him after we left. I sent him a message thanking him for working with my son and being decent about it. And I told him I really appreciated that. And he said no. He says he sent his apologies, and he said he would make it right the next trip. So when we go up again, I'm sure it'll be for my son. It'll be a freebie. He won't, probably if they wanted to go up there for a week or so, he'll let them stay there for nothing. That sounds like me because I smoke next to you because you're so old. Well, never did it. Like I said, I'm a smoker. It smells. It's not a pleasant smell. So yeah, if I wasn't smoking, I wouldn't want people to smoke next to me either. But when I quit a long time ago, I didn't care. It didn't bother me. And actually, I just started up. It was like 6 years ago again. Stress, guys. Stress will do things to you. I need to quit again because it's too damn expensive and it's not good. Oh yeah, and I got to see all the fall. And it's not even peak color up there yet, which usually it is. So I mean, what I posted, the pictures are beautiful, but that wasn't peak color yet. And now that we're getting into the low temperatures, and once that frost hits up there, then the colors will pop. I could have covered myself in pillows. It probably. I could have sliced them open and made my own quilt. Would have had to do a nest out of polyfill nest. So then, normally when I leave, I always leave the residence the way I've found it. It's always, the way we've been raised. If you go in there and it's clean, even if we stayed in a hotel, it's the same thing. If the place is clean, when you leave, it's clean. So of course I cleaned everything, did all the dishes, put everything away, where it's supposed to go. But this time around, I didn't put all the dishes away. I left them in the dish strainer, and I said, "Well, I'm going to leave that for them." So they're going to get big deal, stuck putting a bunch of dishes away in silverware. But I always, swept, vacuumed, cleaned the bathrooms. Everything was clean, just like how we found it. It's just, I think it's only right. And then the only thing that they would have to do is, wash some bedding and stuff like that. I'm glad you left on good terms. Yeah, that's what I was concerned about. And like I said, my friend is always so happy when we come up. And she was in her glory because I brought her a big, huge plate of stuff for dinner out of what we made. And lamb is her favorite. So she was like, oh God, this is so wonderful. And then, when I told her, I says, well, I'll explain later. And she got this look of concern on her face. And I'm like, no, I said, I'll tell you what happened later. I says, but unfortunately, we have to go home early. And which, she was upset about, but she knew something was up. So good morning, Mariah. Good morning. Oh, okay, Pop. You don't, they don't, well, yeah, out in the UK, they say autumn. We say both here, autumn and fall. This bloody phone makes me look like a doofus. No, no, it doesn't. No, because there's a lot of people that don't say fall. They mostly say autumn. So yeah, but we say both here. So yeah, it was a good and bad weekend, and just, but at least, like I said, it's everything wasn't. I didn't want a rift to become, between us because of a bad decision. So it's, I mean, we've been friends for a lot of years. So all of that was saved, and they'll get to stay up there next time for nothing. So that'll be great. So of course it's back to, adulting today, and because it's Monday, so it's here we are. And I'm not looking forward to it. But hopefully you guys had a better weekend than I did. I'm hoping to get back up maybe this weekend again just for photographs to see, the difference in the changes. We had a lot of reds and orange colors, not that many yellows. So hopefully with the colder temperatures, it'll bring the yellows out. Of course, we didn't have a lot of rain either, so that's how we do the clock: spring forward, fall back. Yeah, exactly. That's how we do it too. It was so much fun to get out, and I'm looking forward to going back this weekend after next. Oh, good, Mariah, good. Sage, you're right. Yeah, I did. I just, it ended up in a positive note, which is great. And yeah, we'll laugh about it years from now. But like I said, my son's girlfriend wasn't thrilled. She's like, "Oh, great, we got to stay in the creepy house," she called it. I said, "Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine." Okay, Pam. Yes, I'll check. I haven't checked my messages. And that's another thing. There was no internet at the house, like at the other house. So I planned on doing like a quick, maybe live while I was there, and I couldn't do that. And my son brought his gaming stuff so he could play games, but he was able to connect through his phone, so that was good. So at least he got to enjoy his time, and because he works really hard. My son's a welder, so it's a hard, dirty job, and he loves it. But he needed the break too, and it was just, it was just something. But he's just like me. He's very laid back. You just take it with a grain of salt and move forward. And always try to find the positive. And I'm glad that he's got that attitude. Where my husband's always the negative. Yes, get those submissions in, guys. The deadline is the 25th, and that's when I put everything all together, get it ready to go for print. So it's I've got some really great stuff this time around. I really loved it. But if you got any of those last minute little stories or things that you want to, like I said, even like recipes, whatever, just send them in. Everybody loves to read that stuff. I spent a lot of time with my brother-in-law this weekend since he was in the hospital. He had oh my goodness, had a heart attack. Surgery this morning. It was a crazy weekend. Hopefully he's okay. Oh my goodness, sending prayers. Everybody send prayers to Pinky's brother-in-law. Oh my goodness. Less typing, more petting, Mr. Fur Britches. I think no internet would be a bonus for getting away. It is, to be honest, it is. But I figured, well, geez, I can get on quick and share stuff. And I'm like, well, all I could do, I could did some stuff from my phone, but that was about it. I enjoyed the members' early magazine viewing. Oh, good. Yeah, I wasn't sure. That was a hard decision. So I might do that again. We're finishing up little loose ends here and there. Carla's still working on the centerfold. There's a couple of, there's more pages that I've just got to finish off. And it is not as long as it usually is. So I listened to all of you guys to shorten it up so I'm not so stressed. So I did do that. Oh, good. He's going to be okay. That's wonderful. Yeah, that's wonderful. Like I said, of course, you guys didn't catch it when I was blathering to myself for almost an hour. That I want to have some big plans for the October month. So I still got to discuss it with Susan and Carla. I'd like to do a little bit of something each week in the month of October, leading up to the Halloween show. There's still some loose ends and stuff we got to figure out. I'm hoping it's gonna just be a good time. Halloween's always a good time, but I'd like to have it, a little something going on. Just surgery went well, so now he's recovering. I will visit him tomorrow. Oh, good. Good. Yeah, heart attack it's just scary stuff. And people, I've noticed there's people are having them when they're younger. I mean, you expect it when in older groups, but you've got people in their 30s and 40s, and it's like, oh man, what are we doing wrong? And it's the crap we're eating, guys. They're slowly poisoning us. Can I make some constructive criticism? Go ahead, sir. You sure can. I don't have a problem with that. He has a new valve in his heart now, and he's 65. Oh, okay. So, oh, yep. My mother-in-law had that problem. She had a leaky valve, but they left it alone because she was in her 80s. They figured, my chance it. and it didn't give her too much trouble. So they figured it was best just to leave it alone, which I kind of agree. So oh, and I also tried out the sound effects on here, guys. I know. Can you hear the birdies? Do you like the birdies? Oh, now I think it just switched to rain. The type is hard to read at times. The color, I think it is. Okay. Yeah, I always try to take that into consideration and do what I think will work best and show up the most. Sometimes it is hard because of the backgrounds and it blends in, and I try to do the best I can with it. But okay, if you're having issues, I'll work on it harder to make sure that it shows up better for you guys. Even if I think it blends in a little bit, I think, well, if they just enlarge it, enlarge the print, they should be able to see it okay. So sometimes I let it go. But if you're having a hard time reading it, then I'll pay closer attention to that. Try to help out the best I can. Because I always look at it as if I can read it, then you guys can read it. Because, yeah, I can't read it unless I have the cheaters on. So the birds are lovely. Oh, good. I think it just switched to rain, though. I figured I'd try it out and see how it worked. Also, I don't know. I was listening to a program the other night, and somebody had brought up a question. I mentioned this earlier about um, they were talking about when when you're cataloging data at a site, and which we think is great that people should go back to the old ways of cataloging data with pen and paper, so you can refer back to it. Um, but somebody brought up a question that I thought was very interesting, and it's something I'm going to look into and question other people about. And Mariah, you might find this to be interesting. Is the question was, does a spirit leave behind an energy residue like DNA? Which I thought that was an excellent question, and I never really thought about that. Do they leave behind some kind of energy signal or residue or some kind of energy DNA? And if they do, how would we be able to detect it? I thought that was a very interesting question. Unfortunately, the people that were having the show didn't catch that question in the chat, but I caught it and I thought it was an awesome question. And something that maybe we should look into. Maybe there is a residue, some kind of energy residue left behind, a form of energy DNA. I feel people are having heart attacks younger because they are stuck on social media living off of fast food. That's it, Pop. Yeah. People aren't getting out there, and I love it that you guys are here to spend morning times with me and then the evenings, but you're right. People are on. I mean, sometimes this is all people have because they can't get out and move around. I get that. But yeah, we don't get out as much as we used to and exercise and burn off of that garbage. Ye old ectoplasm. Yeah, so yeah. Interesting. I wonder if that is the electromagnetic detection some get. It could be. That's what I'm wondering. If that's what we're picking up, because like I say, they use the EMF, which we know, that wasn't designed for ghost investigations, but is it picking up something, a residue? because there's a lot of times where you go into a place and there is no energy source around, but you're still picking up something. So then that's when we say, okay, maybe underground lines, or we're picking up something from, next door, or something that somebody has on them, phone or whatever, or it's, other equipment. Maybe that's what it's picking up. So is that odd EMF picking up a residue, an energy residue? On subject of data, APRF is having a premiere Sunday. Oh, wonderful! Yeah, I think he's going in a good direction. I home cook every day for me and the family. Good for you, Sage. I do too. I try to anyway. See, it's just me and my husband. And then some days when I'm really not feeling well, I'll say, "Oh, just just order something," because I just don't have it in me. And my husband's not going to cook, so we either get a sandwich or a couple pieces of pizza or something. Hey, Raven, how you doing, sweetie? Residual energy. Yeah. Hey, Carla, how's it going? Y- that's what I'm saying. Is it something that, yeah, is it connected to residual, or is it connected, like I say, again, to something that's intelligent? We don't know. So, but that's a direction that I think would be a good thing to check out. I want to get some people on and discuss that topic and see. I haven't reached out to. I have a couple people in mind. I want to reach out and see how the discussion will go, and because they would be pretty freaking amazing. I also think people feel the heebie-jeebies type thing. Yeah, I try and things away that are not being used. We could also. I try and think of ways that are not being used that we could try to detect ghosts. Methods. I started reading old magazines in the Internet Archives and paranormal research from the early 20s. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Because everybody's doing the same thing, and we're all getting the same results. I hope you have a good day too, Carla. I know you're just getting ready to go to work, huh? So that's where I wonder if when you get that strange spike in in some of this equipment, is that could it be picking up a, a residual trace, or just a DNA? Uh, I don't know how I want to word it. It's just if that's what if something's being left behind, and it could just be only that brief moment that would exist, because maybe something that we have is detecting a blips that once and then it doesn't do it again unless something else happens. So, are we picking up some kind of residual DNA, an energy DNA, which would be pretty cool. But again, to figure out how to figure out if it's actually what it is, that's the hard part. I wonder if residual hauntings are actually intelligent. They just don't see or care about us. Let's see. Oh, poor Raven. I know I was like Raven. I didn't sleep. You were just working in zombie mode. A trace of energy. Yeah. Western APRF is going to set up a live with Matt Benton. Should be very interesting. Yeah, it should be. I forgot that I had mentioned APRF on one of my programs, and somebody said, "Well, I never even heard of them." I said, "Oh no, you need to check them out because they are taking it in a different direction." And I think that's great. And I tell people to reach out to them because of the direction that they're heading in. And Matt is, always looking for new ways of trying to figure this out. And he's open to that scientific um, avenue. Uh, so it should be interesting on how when they get together and put it together, it should be pretty cool. Sage, if they didn't see or care, would there be a haunting? Well, I mean, the residual is pretty much just like a dream that just keeps playing over and over again. So it's like a dream state for them. So it's yeah, they're because they don't pay attention, they don't see or hear us or care. It's because they're reliving what they went through. So it's like an old movie. I did not sleep well last night. Nerve pain kept me up. Oh, Sage, I'm sorry to hear that. Too much canning this weekend. Yeah, see, you overdid it. Well, what did you can? Oh God, I haven't canned in a couple of years. I love canning, but it does. Yeah, you're on your feet, and it really knocks it out of you. I just can everything, and I have an old, the old fashioned water bath canner, and then I have an electric uh, canner, pressure canner that my husband got me, which is a beautiful machine. To use for like soups and meats and stuff like that. But I used to can every day. I should do that too. I haven't done it in so long. If we see them and don't respond to us, then did you not see it? I see. I think that's pretty common. I think, like in battlefields where you've had such a traumatic loss and stuff like that going on, and when people say they see apparitions go across the field and you'll see them doing their thing, I think that's more of a residual type thing. Because people have had experiences with that, and then when you try to interact, like you're not even there. They just continue, and they're in their loop. It just continues to relive what they were doing. Plums and blackberry juice to make jelly later on. Oh, yummo! I like making jelly. I think that was one of the best things I ever did. One time, is I made a blackberry jelly, and it was awesome. I followed the recipe that was in the book, but I added a little extra to it, and everybody liked it. I added a little cinnamon in it, and everybody really loved it. But the thing is that making jelly and stuff, holy crap, the sugar. Oh, you don't realize how much sugar is in jelly and jams until you make it yourself. It was 7 cups of sugar. It's like, holy shit. But it was awesome. I'm going to make it again. And what I did is I did it one time, 1 year, because I gave them away as gifts to everybody. I mailed out jam to everybody, and they loved it. It's just that, yeah, I just didn't realize the sugar that went into making that. I still got apples to take care of. It's down to 20 minutes. Oh, yeah, I haven't even gotten apples yet. I probably should go get some because they are ready. I should go get some. I haven't done canning in a long time. I'm also not feeding 5 anymore. Oh, yeah. See, I used to do that because um, we like fresh pineapple. It only lasts so long. And I figured, well, I could can it, and then my son could take it to work, and my husband could take it. And same thing with soups. I would can that so that they would be their lunch. All they gotta do is warm it up. Because you make a big. I always make everything is always because I was always used to cooking for a large amount of people, so it's hard to cut it down. So then when you make soup and it doesn't all get eaten, you throw it out. It was a waste. So the best way to solve the problem was to can it. I can beef, chicken, stew, peach jam. Oh, peach jam. I want to try that so bad. Cherries, plums, blackberries, juice this fall. Oh, and you do a low sugar and it tastes much better. Yeah, I'll have to do that. But see, like it was the first time I did it. And I go, well, no, I better follow the directions. I don't want to screw it up because blackberries here are expensive. I have no firm answers, no investigators, just minions who make people laugh. Oh, jeez. My sister's going to give me some pears too. Oh, pears, yummy. My mother used to do pears all the time. My grandmother had 2 huge pear trees in her yard. We always used to love that. Oh, it's time to go pick pears at grandma's. And we'd all grab our the bushel baskets and head over to grandma's. Hi, Big Stu. How are you? Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. I appreciate it. Always glad to see Big Stu in the chat. I used to make marmalade when I was. Oh, great. It always tastes so much better homemade. I always tell everybody that. My husband never had fresh pineapple until he met me. And he's like, well, because his mother always bought the canned stuff. So I bought a fresh one, cut it up, and he was hooked. He's like, oh my God, I don't believe the difference. Yep, big difference. Totally big difference. But yeah, now that I've had the experience of making the jam, I'm gonna do that. I'll cut the sugar down. Let's see how it comes out. My brother-in-law picked blackberries for us. He was drunk, so they had a bunk of stickers in them, and I had to choose. Oh, geez. Well, at least he picked them. I purchased the blackberries from a local Mennonite store, and they always have them, and that's where I get them from. Have you ever had lemon honey? No. Oh wow, no, I've never had lemon honey. Don't you go blackberry picking, Laura? No, they're really. I'd have to find some blackberry bushes, to be honest. I'm sure they're around, but usually when we get to it, the bears have eaten them all. So, yeah, it's just easier. I go to the Mennonite store and they have them. Get low or no sugar pectin. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm used to canning other stuff, but that one year was my first year doing the jams. So I said, okay, and I got the recipe out of the canning book. And it was a great recipe, but like I said, I added cinnamon to it to give it a little bit of a zip. Everybody loved it. But like I said, yeah, 7 cups of sugar. I'm like, holy shit. That's a lot of sugar. But they were, small jars. So, hello, graduate. How are you? Good morning to you. So, but yeah, I'll keep that in mind. The low sugar. And I have to give it a try. If I have the opportunity, I think what I'll do is I'll get the stuff and make jam. It's been a long time. I say about 2 years. It's been about 3 years since I've been canning. And I make my own applesauce and stuff like that. And I always canned that. And my husband likes it so much better than store applesauce. And it is great because you get to control, you know, the sugar amounts. And the applesauce, you know, you could. I always, you know, blend a couple of different kinds of apples, so it gives it that great taste. With less sugar, it tastes more like fresh fruit. Okay, awesome. I'd really like to try the peach. The peach sounds good. That I've never done is peach. My mother used to can all kinds of stuff. Of course, pears because of the, you know, we had the access to free pears. She used to make pickles. And I can apple pie filling, and it was awesome. Oh yeah, and it does make it so much easier too. And again, you know, like you said, when we make things, because we're used to making large amounts, you know, like so you're making, you know, homemade spaghetti sauce and all that stuff like that. It's nice to have it just canned and ready to roll. It tastes so much better. It does. I think people need to get back to doing more of that, growing our own, canning. Hey, V team, how's it going? Gonna have to go. Got a hospital appointment. Oh, okay, Pom. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Hope everything goes well with your appointment. I need to make appointments and I'm putting it off because I just don't want to go. And it's bad. And I'm going to get yelled at by the doctor. But, you know, just, I don't have time. There's only three of us. Makes it quick to make homemade meals. Yeah, like I said, now it's just me and my husband. Now that my son is out of the nest. And I used to make, because my son eats big. He's a big guy. So it's, you know, I'd make a lot. So now I got to get used to just doing a little bit just for the two of us. And the dog. She gets the leftovers. And everybody goes, well, there's no leftovers. Well, no, my son's not here anymore, so I don't make a lot. So there's no need. And it helps out, makes the, you know, the groceries stretch a little bit further. Where, you know, you'd get only one meal out of something. Now you get, you know, two or three because there's only the two of us. My husband and I don't eat a lot. So it works out pretty good. We all have to be good because Pop said so. We'll try. You need to take time to take care of yourself. I know. I'm always last on the list. I know. I always get yelled at. You know, I'm like everybody else. I hate going there and sitting there. You know, you make the appointment for 9:30. You don't get in until 10:30 or 11. It's like, you know, hello, I've got shit to do. Instead of sitting around in an office, stop overbooking. I want to get in and get out. You know, get yelled at and get out. Hey, Mystic, how's it going? Good morning to you. And she's got 2 cups of coffee. It's that kind of a day, a 2 cup coffee day. I'm still working on the first one. It's kind of cold. And in the winter, it's even worse because if it's cold and crappy out, I don't go out. And I always tell them, no, don't make no appointments for me in the winter because I'm not leaving my house. You want to see me, you got to wait till spring. And I'm going to get yelled at because all of the appointments that the doctor made for me, I canceled all of them because last winter I had pneumonia and I wasn't going out and I never rescheduled. So, yeah, I've got that coming at me. I'm ready for it whenever I get over there. Because he says the same thing. He says, well, how are you going to take care of everybody else if you don't take care of yourself? Well, I do take care of myself. I just don't go to the doctors. I look at it this way: if there's nothing wrong with me, why go? I go to the doctor when I'm sick. If I'm not sick, there's no reason to go. I've had 3 cups this morning. Oh, that's okay. Have those 3 cups. Hopefully, it'll wake you up. I have a couple of really creepy Halloween songs that I'm working on, and I'm hoping they will turn out to be good and creepy as f. Yeah, oh, cool, Pinky. Are you gonna play them for us? Oh no, got to take care of you. I do, but I just don't go to the doctor. I don't know. Maybe it's old fashioned thinking. If I'm not sick, why go? If nothing out of the ordinary hurts that doesn't normally hurt, why go? I mean, I'm used to all the aches and pains I have. They don't do anything, so I go and they say, "Oh well, you got to come back so we can check you." What are you checking for? It's the same stuff. You're not doing anything for it, so why come back? It just costs me money. I was amazed at how much material is out on the Internet Archives. I have been delving into. Oh, just there's all kinds of stuff. And it's when people reach out and start looking into other avenues as far as spirituality and all that goes. I think it's good. You're not locked into one type of belief. I felt so bad for my doctor on Friday. I was to get insurance forms done. He hadn't even had a chance to have them. And it was 3 p.m. Massive doctor shortage here. Yeah. Well, I had to switch insurance plans, and of course now I'm being charged for it. Where the other one was free, paid through the Medicare. But if I wanted to switch over to the another free one, I'd have to switch doctors. And I go, no, I like the doctor. I just got him, and now you want me to switch and go to another place, and I refused. So it's whatever. Yes, I hope that she plays them for us. Well, I'm looking forward to some creepy music. On Halloween, they will be on YouTube. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Yes, Sam has a premiere coming out. I seen that. Tonight, 6 p.m. UK, about 3.5 hours time. Okay. Well, I do have my notifications on. Hopefully, I get it. You know how it is with YouTube. I know I was just barking about that earlier. How, you figured you hit the 500 mark, they'd leave your subs alone, but they don't. Mine keep going up and down, up and down. And I'm like, oh, come on. My goal is to get to 1,000 by Christmas, and I just don't think it's going to happen because they keep playing head games with everybody. Just leave the numbers alone. It's hard enough for us to get here. You got to keep screwing around. And I keep putting stuff out. How much stuff can I put out? Everybody gets sick and tired of hearing me or seeing me. So, it's. Yeah, Mystic, same thing. I don't get all of my notifications either. Like when Mariah goes on, I don't know why I'm not getting hers. Or then I do get it. And once in a once I don't know, it's every now and then I get them and then I don't. And there's a lot of channels I'm not getting them. And then I'll be scrolling through and say, so and so's live. And I'm like, well, what the hell? Why didn't I get the notification? That they think that, you think they would have this thing working by now. It's been on long enough. YouTube's been on, been around for a long time. Good morning, Ace. How are you? Thanks for popping in with us. So you think that, you would get the get the notifications? No, no. My cup of coffee died. Time to get a new one. Oh, I know. Mine's cold. But I don't want to leave you guys to go grab another one, so that's okay. I'll drink a cold one. Yeah, I get aggravated too. Well, like this morning when I said, "Oh, let me go on. I'm up. Let me go on." Set it up, sent it out, did the thing for it, and apparently nobody got it. And it's a channel issue thing, and it's with the streaming that I've got. So I switched over to the other setup, and then you guys started popping in. So it must have not have worked on the other one. So I pretty much sat here and talked to myself for an hour, which is okay. Whoever missed it could catch it later. Excuse me. I'm procrastinating right now. I know I got to get up and do things. I have to go downstairs yet and check on my parents, and I have some paperwork and stuff and mail and stuff I got to get out for them. And my father's been wanting to work on the shed, and I've been avoiding that because I really don't want to go out and do that either. So it is what it is. She says it's down to 27 now. Oh, Sage. Ooh, that's cold. Right now it's 54 here. So we're supposed to get up into the 70s. Yeah, considering premium is increasing in price by nearly $10 per month, I think they could do better. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, I had mentioned earlier when I first went on about StreamYard, if they didn't jack it up to $50 a month, I'd still be using it. But I don't get that, uh, I don't get that much money coming in, so I can't afford it. So that I got to either was changed to this or shut down the show. And a lot of people giving me hell about, don't you shut down the show? And well, when you can't support the program, you've got to find an alternative method. So this is so far not too bad. I only had a couple of glitches. So I don't know. I don't know if I should give it another month or maybe switch over to the other one. I'm still thinking about it because I paid for the month. I might try the emux like Susan's using, which is really nice. Pretty similar, but she's got a few little bells and whistles that I don't have on this one. Uh, just saw that you were live. I'm just browsing my subscriptions. Yeah, see, so that's what I'm saying. The original uh, beginning of this, when I sent it out, it didn't work because it didn't even show up on my channel. So apparently, I have to get rid of that connection. Let's see, it's in 40 here in New Zealand, 55 in Pennsylvania. Ace is beating us at 55. Oh, nope, 69 in Ohio. Mystic wins 69 in Ohio. Faces, I'd rather use the original YouTube live stream channel. I hear a lot of people are, well, yeah, because you do pretty well with that, Ace. I've never streamed directly from YouTube, to be honest. I don't know anything about it, to be honest. Apparently, we are at 21, where Pam is. So everybody's, yeah, it's all lower temperatures except for Ohio. I mean, we're supposed to be 77 today. So I'm sure you're probably going to be in the 70 range somewhere, Mystic. We got to enjoy these last few days of good weather before that evil white stuff shows up. So am I the only one whose YouTube feed has gone wonky? No, mine does it all the time. All the time. Yeah, Canada gets cold quick. Hello, hello, Leanne. Good morning. 53 in Oregon. Yeah, see, we're still doing some pretty good temperatures. So we got to get out and enjoy it. And see, the beautiful thing about this is that it's comfortable and no mosquitoes. You can actually sit outside and enjoy it. I mean, I didn't even unwrap our fire pit this year. It's still wrapped up from last fall because I figured it's like 95, 100 degrees. I'm not having no fire in the backyard. But now that the temperatures are cooler, I might unwrap it just so that we could sit out and have a couple of bonfires before the season's over. And then I'll have to wrap it all back up again. 85 during the day this week. Yeah, see, we've been having some weird stuff like that too, Leanne. That was last week. This week it's going to be 70s, and I think we're supposed to get rain for the next couple of days, which kind of stinks because there's stuff that I need to do outside. But I don't have time today. I've got some big time plant trimming and stuff like that to do, and weeds, and my husband managed to get the lawn done, but we got the weed trimmer. We got to get out and buzz down some garbage, clean it up. I like to have it all cleaned out and tidied up before the snow comes. I'm tired and I just started my shift. It's not going to be fun. Oh, Sage. So just kind of like, I mean, I don't know what you do for a living, but, kind of, make it look like you're awake. Snooze with your eyes open. Of course, it'll be really strange if somebody's talking to you and you just don't answer them. You're just staring at them. Unless you're not like one of those people that can just, fall asleep anywhere. My son is. My son can fall asleep anywhere, and it's quick. Like when we were away, and that night, I was, like I said, up all night long. He come up the steps. I said something to him. He answered me, and he went in the bedroom. And next thing you know, I hear him snoring. It was a matter of seconds, guys. I'm like, God, I wish I could do that. Just put my head on the pillow and out. And yeah, I can't do that. I have plans to repot, I'm afraid. Yes. It should be nice today. Yeah, I have stuff. Well, trimming of the rose bushes, and the lilac trees need to have some trimming done. And we always have these odd trees just pop up everywhere. So there's trees that I need to cut down and pull them out so they don't grow where they're not supposed to be. And then our neighbor's house has that stupid crappy vine that grows on the house. Well, it grows on everything. So I always have to pull it all down from the fence, my house, because I don't want that crap on my house. It wrecks the siding and it's a bug collector. And it's growing along the fence. So I got to pull all that off so it doesn't ruin my plants. And then on the other side, I've got where my grapevine is. My brilliant neighbors decide to plant a morning glory vine, and I got to pull all that out. I thought to myself, I've been here longer. That's a food source. The morning glories are going. Sage, I remember naps during lunch. Yeah, my husband will do that. Come home, hurry up and eat, and then go lay down for a half hour. That's a song in your head. Gordon Lightfoot. Oh God, yeah, it's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Is he even? Is he still living? I don't even know if he's still living. I always ask that question when I don't hear somebody's name for a long time, an entertainer. I'm like, are they still alive? You don't hear anything anymore. That happened the other day. Somebody mentioned Chris Christopherson. I go, is he still alive or did he pass? Apparently, he passed a few years ago, and I forgot about it. Yes, I love the nearby mountains. Oh, so you have everybody comes home for lunch, Sage? It's nice. I always used to come home for lunch. As a kid, I remember that's when you were allowed to leave school. I used to go run home every day. My mother'd have lunch ready, and then I'd run back to school. Now they're all locked in like prisoners because this world's crazy, which would be terrible. I would hate that. I mean, when I was in high school, we were able to leave and go to the local little cafes that were around the high schools and go for lunch, or even you would just eat lunch at school and then go hang out in the football yard or whatever. So yeah, he died in 2023. Oh yeah, okay. See, and I didn't even remember. I forgot how we were talking about him, and I said, "Oh, I love him." And yeah, somebody told me, "Oh, he passed away." Good morning, James. How are you? I work from home and take care of my folks. I have special permission. It's a great job. I'm very lucky. Oh, good for you. I wish I could find something to do at home and get paid for it. It would definitely help me out. Well, hello, Julie. Good to see you. It's been so long. How are you doing? Did any of you watch Paranormal Quest premiere? I watched the video earlier and the obelisk said Pinky again. Oh, no shit. No, I didn't see it yet. Like I said, I had no internet over the weekend. So really didn't watch any of that stuff. The only time I watched my phone is when I was up all night and I had to have something to stare at. And even though I have unlimited data, I really don't like to use it if I don't have to. I lived in the country and bused to school, so nowhere to go. Oh, see, we used to have they were called like the Campus Inn. It would be across the street, and it was a little mom and pop type cafe type thing, and everybody would go there and have lunch. And I mean, a guy had a great business. But then when they started locking the schools down, pretty much put them out of business because you weren't allowed to leave the school grounds or the building. When my son and them were going to school. I'm okay. Thank you. Hope you're all right. Oh, I'm good. It's good to see you. We missed you. It's good to see you in chat again. Say my daughter works from home. It's nice. She doesn't do daycare. Oh, yeah, because daycare is outrageous. I mean, I used to watch children when I was younger, and I would charge like $200 a week. And I thought that was a lot back then. Now, oh my God, they're getting like 300 plus a day. When I heard that, I almost had a stroke. So if you can work from home and watch your own children, do it because holy crap. I couldn't even imagine having to pay that kind of money for childcare. Of course, when I was working, the hours I worked, my sister was available. So my sister watched my son or my mother while I worked because I wouldn't let strangers watch him. And I have a furry supervisor, which is not, oh, yeah, the supervisor keeps you in line. See, I would have the same thing if I was able to find something online to do. Um, yeah, my dog would drive me nuts. I'd have to lock her out. She'd always be in my lap. Unfortunately, the kind of work that I did, you can't do from home. And I've been through that like for 2 years trying to find something online that I could do from home to earn extra money. And it didn't work out. So I'm extremely lucky. Mom can't walk, so I help take care of her and the household. Oh, well, that's good that you're there. Yeah, see, that's what it is. My parents live downstairs from us, and so I go down there. And of course, you guys know my mom's got dementia, so I help take care of her. And my dad's getting up there in age too, so it's I do take care of things for them. So it's running two households. There's been many times that there has said Pinky in the video. One time it was Randolph where I had done this via my phone in the live stream before PQ went there. Oh, that's pretty cool. And see, that for nothing, Pinky isn't something that common that would come out. So, see, that's pretty cool. You should try vlogging or podcasts or something. Well, that's what made me start doing the YouTube thing. I figured, well, I'll try to do this and see what happens. Hello, Steph. How are you? And of course, the only, once you get to the 500 and you become monetized, you do get paid. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's better than nothing. And I appreciate all of it. And then, when you guys are generous and help me out, that's just a blessing. So it's a start. Hi guys, just popping to say hello and giving a like en route to cemetery. Have a funeral this morning. Oh, well, it is a beautiful day for a funeral, but I'm so sorry. And I'm glad that you took the time to stop in and say hello. Same, but it's hard because my house is 230 miles away from. Yeah, see, that's what it is, and that's why a lot of people, ever since COVID, yeah, everybody's had to work from home because of some issue or another, and it is great because it's a win-win on both sides if you really think about it. It saves employers from having a building to put their employees in when you can work from home and do it that way. And had to make some hot cocoa. Oh, sounds good. Warm the bones. Would have 3 in daycare. Saves so much. That's wonderful that you can do that. Oh yeah, because like I said, around here, it's 300 plus a day. So can you imagine paying that for 3 kids? What the hell kind of money do we have to make to be able to have our children in daycare? Oh, I can't even fathom it. I really can't. Everything is just so high priced. No wonder why people can't get anywhere or get anything done. By the time you get done paying out, you're broke. Digital art makes small income. See, that's great. Let's see, property taxes are coming up next month. Not looking forward to it. Last year it was almost, oh, yeah. Actually, my son just paid his, but his wasn't 38. I think it was 1200. That was just school taxes. They're still waiting on, but the other one is probably only like 500. So, and my house isn't paid for yet. So yeah, it's the taxes are included in the mortgage. So that's great. Daycare was 300 a week in the 80s. Yeah, I mean I used to charge 200 a week. And so now they're getting excuse me. Now they're getting 300 per day or more. and the rules and everything thing that you got to go through to make sure that the house is safe and secure for the kids, which I understand. But it blows my mind, that kind of money. I give at 4:30 for an hour of yoga at 5:30. Excuse me. I have a frog in my throat, guys. Ribbit, ribbit. So I get used to going to bed at 8. Oh, I remember those days, Leanne. I don't get into bed until at least midnight. I'm so used to staying up like that. Just that my body's not ready to go to sleep. My house is paid off, so I'm socking that payment back. And oh yeah, well that's my plan too. Well, actually, until as long as my parents are still here, we'll keep the house. So I mean, I only have a little bit more to go on it, and it'll be paid for, which will be great because then that's what I'll do is just put it away for savings and house repair and taxes or whatever. But when my parents pass on, then the for sale sign goes up. I don't want the responsibility of yeah, I know, spit it out, it won't come out. It won't come out. Um, of taking care of a two-family home. It's just expensive. So I'm just gonna just put it up for sale once my parents are gone, and then buy some small little cottage somewhere, a patch of grass. I'll be happy. I'd be happy with one of those little homes, but my husband's like, no, it ain't big enough. So I said, well, we'll be old. We don't need much room. Property taxes, what you pay your council, we pay about 3K per year. What it's called rates here in New Zealand. Oh. I couldn't afford to work with 3 kids in the 90s, so I ran a day home. Yeah. When I was in my, oh, it was when I was still at home. So I don't know, just right after I got out of school. And then I took on a daycare for a little while. And yeah, it was just easier to do that than go out and get an outside job at the time. And like I said, I only charged the girl 200 a week, and pretty much she didn't do anything with this child. I pretty much had to, because he was kind of big and he was still in diapers, so I potty trained the kid. There was a lot of things. He wasn't speaking. I was teaching him to talk. I don't know what the hell she was doing, but obviously nothing. And then when finally the grandmother took the kid away from her because she just wasn't being a good mother, and hopefully he turned out to be okay. Poor little thing. But Leanne, do you like chair yoga and other stretches? Taxes are paid to the country every year here. Fur Bridges says aka good morning, everyone. Well, good morning, Fur Bridges. I had to work. I was single. Yeah. Well, once I got into the laboratory, that was it. I did that, and I would stayed in that in the dental business for 30 years. So it was, I got my artistic, fix off of it, and it was a great job. It really was. Take care. Oh, okay, Julie. Thanks for stopping in. It was great to see you again. Don't be a stranger. Visit often. We missed you. Have a great day. Mine just screamed for treats. Yeah, mine was driving me nuts. She hides out in our bathroom. That's her domain. Well, my bathroom is like the size of a bedroom, and it's all hers. She's happy there because the dog can't bother her. But yeah, I'll go in there and she starts, driving me nuts. So she gets her loving in, and I brush her, and then, we fluff up her bed, and she's spoiled just like the other ones. And then the dog tries to sneak in to drive her crazy. Speaking of dog, here she comes. She's creeping up on me. And she's going to poke me with her cold nose. I just saw an article this morning that SE Oregon has the biggest dark sky sanctuary to see the stars. Oh, cool. See, that's when we got up to the camp Friday, and that night we sat out on the porch. And hello, Sir Wayne. How are you? Well, it's afternoon for you, so good afternoon, Sir Wayne. The stars were incredible Friday night. They really were. So again, another, piece of compensation for crap weekend. Can't stay long. I gotta go to walk the center. Well, that's okay as long as you popped in to visit for a bit. I have found the temptation treats are equivalent to of kitty crack. Yeah, yes, they are. Because my cat feels, she goes nuts. She'd eat the whole bag if you'd let her. And a bit of pain. Oh, I'm sorry, Wayne. Hopefully, it'll make you feel better. You got to stop doing all that weird, freaky stuff, Wayne. I know usually, Wayne, you've been awful quiet lately. We haven't seen you around much. Oh, good night, Pinky. Hope everyone is well. I'll be fine. I always am. Oh, yes, always positive. Thanks, Wayne. But yeah, I mean, we haven't seen you around, so I'm sure you've been busy like the rest of us. But we miss Wayne when he's not in the chat. I use different streetlights now. We can see the sky better these days, but I'll miss orange night sky I used to when I was young. Yeah, that's what it is. You don't when you're closer into cities and towns, it's overflooded with light, so you really don't get to see anything. So then when we go to the lake, there's nothing. It's dark. It's pitch black, so the sky is just amazing. And you remember it like from when you were a kid, when you were laying out on the lawn, and it was just loaded with stars. And now we have so much light here. Of course, you have to, because God knows what kind of criminals are wandering around. They always come out at night. We've had quite a few movie nights. Well, that's good. It's family time. That's important. That's always important. I always say family first. But we're your YouTube family, so we miss you too. Just to let you know. And we haven't seen anything about any new Crystal stuff going on. Hopefully, Crystal will come back and put something out soon. I know I'm going to be working on this later and figuring out the technical difficulties. Fun, fun, fun. And I'll check my messages so I can get the stuff that Pam sent and whoever else sent something. So I'm going to have a full day. And like I said, I didn't do the morning brew yesterday because I couldn't. I was in a coma. So I figured I'd do it this morning. So I'll probably do it again on Wednesday and Friday. Can you wish Tracy Lofthouse a happy birthday for tomorrow, please? Tracy Lofthouse, happy birthday from me to you and all of the crew. May it be filled with wonderful memories and good times. My kitties figured out the boxes of temptations. Uh-oh, you're busted. So got a busy day tomorrow and a busy weekend also. What's going on in Wayne's world? Busy, busy, busy. Yes, thank you to all of the new viewers. Just please hit those like and shares and whatever YouTube requests. It helps the channel. Thank you, Graduate, for putting that out. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. I tickle it until it turns white. You know, I know that's the thing is you only get to hit it once. Because I always tell you I would hit it more if it was allowed, but it's not. There's always a loophole, guys. Always. Oh, and I don't remember, guys, if I did tell you, I did add some Morning Brew merch to the shop. So if you want to check that out, go ahead. I mean, it's there. I even thought about maybe doing some chick chat stuff. Not sure. Just trying to keep it, different and maybe something somebody will like. And that also helps out too. If somebody gets something from the merch stuff. It's not like I'm telling you, oh, go buy my shit, but it helps out. Party times and meals out. Ooh, Wayne, living life in the fast lane. Party, party, party. I was even thinking about I probably should have drank when I went away. Maybe I would have fell asleep. 270 unread emails. I guess I know what I'm doing this morning. Oh, wow. See, I'm not that bad. I get a few, but see, I got two. I got my personal email and then the raw side email. And the raw side, I get a little laxed on because I get caught up in stuff, but I got to go out there and read those. And get whatever anybody sent me so I could put in the magazine. So that'll keep me busy later. It'll keep me going. I've seen it's so nice out. Maybe I'll go out later and just go grab a coffee and go find a nice quiet corner somewhere to sit. Over 80,000. Yikes, Leanne. Well, we know not to send Leanne an email. She's not going to read it. Excuse me, man, that's a lot. I'm an easy writer unless Crystal is involved. Then I'm a rat in the cellar. Oh, she always changed you up, Wayne. Wow. That's Wayne abuse. We might have to turn Crystal in. I went to the doctor Friday and slept all darn weekend. Sometimes we just have to do that, Pam. Just shut everything off and curl up in a nice snuggly blanket and just say to hell with the world. I might remember to check my emails once a week or so. Yeah, I know. I get into that too. There's just so many things that are going on, and then you tell everybody, email me, and then look at it for days. I really need to get moving. Take care, everyone. Thanks. Oh, thank you, Doll, for coming with and hanging out with us, Mystic. Actually, I'm going to get ready to shut the show down because I need to get my butt moving too. I want to appreciate, I appreciate everybody. I really do. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me this morning. I really enjoy it, and I hope you do as well. I've got a show coming up Wednesday, so I hope you guys will all pop in for that. I'll also do another morning brew on Wednesday morning. So hopefully you come hang out for that so we can just, chew the fat and see what everybody's been up to. Everybody, please just remember to hit the like button, share, comment, you know, all of that fun stuff. I appreciate everybody and all that you do for me to keep me going. Uh, every day's a struggle, but we keep moving forward. And Leanne, check those emails. I'm going to go check mine. Until then, guys, everybody have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you a great deal. And I will see you soon.